Hey everybody, it's Rosemary Jane and I am back for another Teacher Talks video, except this time I'm the teacher, which is so awesome. I'm excited today because I'm coming to you with this video with one of our partners, and I am now teaching fully virtual kindergarten. And what you see on the screen here is a quick tweet that I shared last week about Erin from the Newport Aquarium and how she visited my kindergartners, took us on a virtual field trip, and what an exciting day of learning that was. But we're going to talk today a little bit about some of the curriculum that I'm using that is a partnership between our district and Newport and why I needed it. So let me start off with a little bit of the why. I was definitely in need of something that was flexible, that I could plug in, that was ready to go, and I had very little custom editing to do for myself. But I really wanted something more engaging for my students to do. When I learned about this program available through Newport Aquarium, I thought to myself, okay, that's nearby. Like a lot of my students might have actually seen the Newport Aquarium before, or maybe seen commercials for it, or have wanted to visit it. Some of them may have already visited it. So I knew that this is a more accessible, real world thing for them, but that takes them to a whole new place. So I decided to start using the materials that were on this our district site, and then I had the opportunity to meet the amazing Erin from Newport, and I'm going to let her introduce herself and a little bit of their why for what they're doing with the Wave Foundation. Erin?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Rosemary. I'm really excited. My name's Erin with Wave Foundation at Newport Aquarium, and I'm our conservation education manager. So I get the pleasure to not only work with the animals here at the aquarium, but bring them to students and teachers like you. So when COVID hit and we switched to virtual learning and education, we had to find a new way to do what we do also. And so I reached out to Liz Wolf in Cincinnati Public and asked how we can support you all in this new space without coming into your classroom. And we get to come into your classroom virtually now. So we decided to build a kindergarten through third grade focused science curriculum. That was the area of need that was identified. And we do it through Schoology because that's the platform that you all are using now. So this curriculum is designed to bring science alive in your classrooms with the resources of Newport Aquarium, which hopefully is in the backyard and some sort of context with your students.
Yeah, and I know that it was something that my students loved. And so I want to show everybody a little tour. First of all, we had that pleasure of having Erin come and do that live virtual field trip for us. But beforehand, we did some building of some background knowledge. And in my Schoology course, I do have the science button I added to the top so they could easily navigate. Everything is tucked away in folders, but I keep it visual. And so they can just click on science and they jump straight into our unit from the Wave Foundation. And I'll let Erin tell more about that in a moment. I'm going to show you the lesson that I pulled in. Did a little bit of adapting just for my students, but not much. It was as close to plug and play as I could get with really great content. And so it started off with great embedded visuals related to a book that we had just read together, One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish. And then they get into some science skills like classifying, sorting, looking at properties of objects, and everything was just built right into the lesson. It's done using the templates designed by the University of Cincinnati for that project, where they built our custom templates for CPS to have a good lesson flow, to make sure all the essential elements of the lesson are in place, and to make sure there were good visuals. I chose to pull those in and display them as inline pages. If you have questions about how to do that, I've got other videos on that. So I brought in those pages and I set them to display inline. And my students and families know that they just keep scrolling for the activity. And so everything just opens in nice sequential order. I did use the activities that the Wave Foundation built, like the built-in discussions and the built-in assessments. Those were great. I did a little adapting, eliminating some of the answer possibilities on the quiz. And I did a little visual adding to the discussion. But I also went ahead and added for the next week a Flipgrid as a response option. So the Wave Foundation did a great job of using built-in Schoology tools, but then there's also that freedom and flexibility for me as the teacher to select another tool. So my class, we really love to use Flipgrids. And so my students could click on the Flipgrid link and then they can share their created animal that they drew and tell about that as well. So like a visual show and tell of their work. Also in the discussion, the Schoology discussion board was new for my kindergarten class. We were using Seesaw. So within the discussion, I made it an option that they could either reply here or type Seesaw here, and I knew to go check their learning journals in Seesaw. And some of the submissions have been fantastic because it's such an open-ended way to respond. So I really love taking that custom curriculum that our district built, or that Wave Foundation built with our district, pulling it in, making it our own, and my students have been so engaged. Erin, can I have you tell us a little bit about the Wave Foundation course and what you guys have included in a little bit more detail and how teachers can get involved with this?
Absolutely. And I love that customization as well. We only have Schoology that we have access to because on Seesaw and Flipgrid, you as teachers have to assign directly to your students. I don't have the ability to make those because I don't have access to the 7,000 students. So that's a perfect adaptation of what we're able to create. And hopefully the content, the question and the prompts on the discussion board are easily copied into your Seesaw and Flipgrid. That's exactly what we were going for.
It was super easy, just copy and paste, and then I had it delivered in different ways. So they had different response options. So it was perfect.
That's perfect. So on our Schoology page, we do have a course. And so you can access that. And then at the top, we ask for one response from teachers, which is an introduction. That just, it links you to a Google form. That just helps me to know what grade level teachers we have. We are working to track that we get teachers from every school across the district. So it helps us to keep track of just a little bit of that attendance almost of who is in our course and how many students are we looking at here. So that's a quick 3 or 4 question Google form that we really appreciate everyone filling out.
All right, can you again talk to us about some of the other resources within the course then too? And I'll make sure I share that join code at the end.
Perfect, thank you. Yeah, there are a lot of resources on our page. And towards the bottom, you'll see some general resources that can be used by any grade level, any teacher, really at any time. So you'll see some habitat photos and videos. Those are just pictures and videos from around the aquarium that if you happen to be talking about rivers or Antarctica, we've got some pictures of those locations from here at the aquarium that, like you said, students might have a bit more context because maybe they came here and saw our penguins at some point. Then we also made an animal alphabet. Kids have to learn the alphabet at some point, and we all know A stands for apple. But if you want a new version of the alphabet, we've made that with animals all around the aquarium. Finding some of those was very challenging. V is not a common aquatic animal.
Okay, so what was the B part on this one?
That is a blue spotted stingray. I think if you scroll down, I do give the full name at the bottom.
Oh, yes, you did.
Blue spotted ray.
Awesome.
So that also is great that the kids have to look for maybe what about that ray has a B on it, you know? So there's a lot of different ways that these resources can be used, and that's why they're just generally on that home page of our course.
Yep.
After you explore those, at the top, you will see every grade has a folder. And that's where you're going to find the majority of the resources for your grade level. Inside of each of those folders, it is broken down by unit. So you'll see on the top, it says what units are available at this point. In kindergarten, all the way through Unit 4 is available right now. Unit 5 and 6 are yet to come this year. And so those are listed out by the topics of the unit and therefore the standards from Ohio for science.
Yeah,
so
well,
each grade level has their own.
Thank you. And so I'm going to quickly share the join code for CPS teachers who'd like to join this course. You could just pause this video real quick if you want to grab that code. And I'll also, there'll be a post about this when we share this video out. So that was the join code if you want to join it. Now, in the meantime, if you want to get those materials right into your course right away, you don't have to wait. In Schoology, if you just run across the top by your name, if you click the drop-down arrow, your school name is right below your profile. So you can just click on your school name and that will take you to your schools page. But right at the top of the school pages is, of the list of school pages on the right is the Cincinnati Public Schools page. So if you just click on that, you can go right into our resources for the district and you can pull in the science units right from our resources. So K to 12 science units are right in here. And I just pulled mine right out of the Wave Foundation folder, which will be updated, I'm sure. And I'm sure that our manager, Liz, will share any announcements about that. But I just wanted to show you where I pulled them from and how you can pull them. And if you need more help with how to pull just resources, I do already have that in my 5-minute Tech Talk tidbit videos. So you can just pull that resource right into your course and start customizing it and using it now. There's so many other great things about this. This PowerPoint can be downloaded and uploaded to your Google Drive. So if you want to open it as Google Slides and make it somewhat interactive, you could try that. There's so many great ideas, and I wish we had time to talk about more of them. But Erin, do you want to close up by telling me a little bit more of what's coming? And maybe just a quick, if you could share with them how these were designed to fit with our curriculum map. I think that was a really big point for me and why I wanted to start using these as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll start on that one. When talking with Liz, we really talked about how to build science into kindergarten through 3rd grade. We know that literacy and math are absolutely the most important and time-consuming parts of those grade levels. And so the science curriculum map is already aligned with your wit and wisdom and your math standards. So in a time where you may be talking about sorting properties or characteristics of living things, there's probably a book that relates to that in wit and wisdom. So everything really is meant to pair together. So the science pacing fits with your ELA and math pacing, and you will find that as you go through our course as well. What's to come? There are definitely still more things to come. There are a few more units that we are building. We did start this right at the beginning of the school year, so we're sort of pacing along a few weeks ahead of your normal pacing also. So every grade has a few more units to come. And you can also look forward to a summary at the top of our page that helps you, kind of like an index of what information is in this page. So if you're doing a unit about the sun in kindergarten, but maybe you want one more video, you might be able to go look and see that 1st grade also does a sun energy unit and grab one of their videos. So there's going to be a summary and an index at the beginning of our page here in the next week or so about what materials are available.
Yeah, and I really liked how when you first told me about this, like it's all done for kindergarten on the kindergarten pacing guide, but we can dip into any folder. And so I already know that I found a video in 1st grade, even before Erin said that the summary is coming, which will just make it easier for me when I'm planning my next units. But just go into all those folders and take a look around. I can't wait to see the summary. I can't wait to see what is next with this partnership, because I know it's really strong and positive and going to mean more good things for our kids. So Erin, it's been a pleasure meeting you and working with you. And so if anybody wants to join this course, get in here. Don't forget, a great way to communicate is just to throw on an update. You could post an update once you're in the course. So you could ask a question right there or make a comment right there. So that's a great way to just get something out to Liz will see it. Liz Wolf, our curriculum manager for science. Erin would see it because she's in this course. And then, of course, all of us teachers who need to network together in order to better share our resources. So thanks for your time today, Erin, for this partnership.
Yes.
Thanks for joining with me for my very first teacher talk, where I get to talk as a teacher. This has been so fun for me to teach this curriculum.
Yes, thank you so much for having us, and it's been great to join your kids also.
Yeah, thank you. All right, well, we will see you around online, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye.